Hello everyone, today in this video we will fight against the advanced character of our world around us, and this time we will discuss one issue, actually not very recent ones, but the ones that are really crucial for our existence. I mean, massive influx of people from mainly sub-Saharan Africa and Middle East to Europe, and in case of United States, mainly people from Latin American countries and Far East Asia, and in case of Canada, mainly people from Far East Asia. But I would like to here focus more on the European case, and there is a question, of course, many people ask themselves, why are these people coming to us? Actually, why are these people invading us? So one thing is sure that we have to go a little bit back to history. We see that after the Second World War, this will be the first trip to history, especially since 1950s, 60s. There was a huge economic boom, many hands were needed for work, and of course, since late 1960s, there was incredible increase of the prosperity in Western European countries mainly, especially the ones on the north, and we know that such situation attracts many people to come. And of course, the Germans and French and the Benelux countries were taking the Italians, some Spanish, some Portuguese, but also they started, especially since the second half of 1960s when the welfare state was introduced, and also Scandinavia, which introduced welfare state a few decades earlier, were taking many people from these regions of the world, more exotic with respect to the European cultures, and of course the number of these people was systematically growing. And we know that this is the worst what one can do. I mean, to introduce a welfare state, because it makes people lazy, and also newcomers, new generations of newcomers also are becoming lazy because they are more and more infiltrated by the system. Of course, and there is a problem that if there are many social benefits to be taken, very quickly we notice that minimal wages are smaller or actually of the same value than benefits that one can get without working. So we know from our experience that work is a duty, work is generally, in most cases, not a pleasure, it's a necessity, but of course, sometimes we can find some pleasure and fulfillment in work, but these are rare moments, mainly in the professions like artists, scientists, and so on. And yeah, independent creators, let's say writers, but in most cases, even in these professions I mentioned now, so these free professions, let's call them like this, under this working name, majority of time we spend at work is a tedious activity, and boring and tiring time to reach our goals and our results. So we have to understand that majority of people at work, normal work, they work because they have to. Of course, we have to keep our world running, we have to keep our social structures, we have to keep our infrastructure, and we have to keep ourselves busy and get something in return, in our case money, to afford food and the basic needs of our families, which is fine, it's a social deal. But we see that work is in most cases not a pleasure, it's a necessity. So if people can evade it, they will evade it, of course. If they can live from social benefits, they will do it. So so welfare state, let's say, spoils society, and then to work against it a little bit, governments do not want to change, because people would be angry if someone would take away their benefits they got recently. So government started importing labor force, And we know that if something new appears in the society, new element of the reality, it will be always used sooner than later by ruling people to uh, influence the society in a political and social manner. So, briefly, everything what's new sooner than later will be used by people who have power for the political purposes to tame the society, to control the society. And very quickly, immigrants, when they became in 70s and 80s numerous enough, slowly became, now it's more and more, very important element on the political and social scene of the Western European societies. And now this is first reason why they are coming to us for benefits, and also they are used by political, in quotation, elite for their purposes to tame and control society. And there is also another reason, because we know Manifesto Ventotene, Luxemburgism, and other leftist shit. We see, my dear listeners, that nowadays there is this largely provoke influx to the Western European societies, because neo-Marxists, who are actually ideologically and practically ruling with the together with the sharks of the business, because leftists do not work, they need money from someone. So sharks of the business, great corporations, big corporations, are paying them for their ideas and introducing them for their own benefits, I mean for the big corporations, because socialists like monopolies, so they give in the European market monopolies to these big companies to act, so they support them and their stupid ideas. So leftist ideologies, together with the CEOs of big companies, they concluded stupid idea that if we mix everybody, if we erase the national differences and any other differences between people, we will create so-called new men, and we will tame this new man, we will control this new man, and we will increase only our benefits, and we will be richer and richer. Of course, when someone listens to this and has some idea about how real world works, immediately the person knows that this is another dystopian idea, another idiocy that will never work, will lead again to the genocide and wars and another problems, to balkanization. It will be a case of former Yugoslavia again and again, and actually it will end up with a great tragedy. That's why people should organize themselves more and oppose this idiocy, because we see the two real reasons why, especially to Europe, these people are approaching and entering. First, social benefits and all pathologies of welfare state, and second, they are used for the political goals of neo-Marxist elite, and of course they are also very huge fraction of the electorate of the leftist parties. So if once they became numerous enough, leftist parties need to uh, mm, need to work for their support, so they need to always succumb to their requests, at least to some extent, to get their support on the local or global level in the Western European countries. So we see that we need to oppose, and I hope that with this video I explain to you in details why are these people, especially now, coming to us. Of course, it's also organized now by the Western European pseudo-political elites. Why are they coming to us, especially now, in such huge numbers? Because our neo-Marxist elite tries to build another version of a new man, which will end up, if we don't stop it, in the version of the former Yugoslavia on a large scale for almost entire continent. I hope it will not happen. All the best, have a nice day, bye.